at the exact centre of the observable universe?
Oh, you?
Not oddly enough. Possibly. Norfolk, yes.
There isn't a centre of the universe, really. So isn't the centre of the universe just the person who's looking out? Because it must be the same...
You are so absolutely right, it hurts.
In any direction.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely right. But I remember at school them doing something with a balloon. The teacher, and he put loads of dots on a balloon, and then he sort of said it was like the closest to explaining the universe as he could do.
That's absolutely right. Although there has been an absolute statement of where the centre of the universe is, which is that it's at the meeting of Bank Street and 6th Street in the town of Wallace, Idaho. There it is. Centre of the universe.
Is that the mayor of Idaho, though? Has he said that?
Yeah.
Well, it covers
They're doing
Idaho.
well for tourism and gone, why don't we just say the centre of the universe is here?
You're absolutely right.
Made it
He
up.
said it because there was no particular scientific evidence to say that it wasn't the centre
Oh, I
of the
see. So
universe.
has he?
They decided in that...
Say that
We'll have it.
everywhere.
Yeah, but it's Americans like to stake a claim. They're land grabbers. It's in their... It's in their DNA, so to be.
Yeah.
Not that we weren't in our colonial era, of course.
Isn't the sun the centre of the universe?
Well, sorry, I didn't want to laugh at
What a way to build me confidence for the rest of the show.
That was the most... I thought that was a serious question as well. We both looked to you and you looked at us like the peasants on the land. Going, will we ever be free of this tyranny? Never.
I'd like to go in the toilet, but doesn't the Wiki Hole Witch live there?
Well, I'm sorry that it sounded quite so patronising. The centre of the universe is apparently Bank Street and 6th Street in Wallace, Idaho, or...
The sun.
Yes? You beasts, you unutterable beasts. The exact centre of the observable universe, you'll find the unbearable likeness of Johnny Vegas, or whoever happens to be... What's the matter with the Gilbert U238 Atomic Energy Children's Chemistry Set?
Did it have uranium in it?
It sure did. That's what...
glowing green.
That's what U238 is, yeah, absolutely. It contained uranium and other sources of alpha, beta and gamma radiation, including good, healthy polonium, which was in there. Yeah. And it included a Geiger counter and instructions on how to mine for uranium. And,
This is the start of the Iranian weapons program. We have the kit.
The packaging said it was completely safe and harmless. It was sold in 1951, 1952 for $49.50, which is about £300 now.
Whoa.
So it was pricey?
It was pricey.
You wanted your polonium even then, it cost you?
And that's why they stopped making it.
Because it was too expensive?
Yeah, the margins were not good enough for them to make much of a profit on it. As you see, it says along the top, another Gilbert Hall of Science product. And
It also says exciting and safe.
Yeah. That's right, absolutely.
I'm not sure those two things go together.
They don't.
My friend in science dared me to eat some iron filings, and I did
God.
it. I got in a lot of trouble. Because my teacher was a magnet. No, but...
Did you then draw a beard? Did you, like, move it around?
I had to go and see the head science teacher and stand in front of the whole class and explain that I'd eaten iron filings. And for about 2 years, I was the boy that ate iron filings.
That's a Channel 4 documentary.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Well, the guy responsible, who's called Alfred Carlton Gilbert, and he came up with a number of sets for children. I mean, there was a chemistry set which contained ammonium nitrate, which is the principal ingredient for fertiliser bombs.
You like the stuff, the good stuff.
Yeah, you like to give kids exactly the good stuff.
Agent Orange.
The first experiment in that kit was to make gunpowder.
He just didn't like children, did he?
But his most famous invention is huge in America. It's the American equivalent of Meccano, which is called Erector. And there it is. Are there giggles from our audience? It contains the word erect. Well, there you are.
They're still all smiling out there now.
What is going on here?
Ooh.
Yay.
Is it half hen, half cock?
It is exactly half cock, yeah. It is exactly that. It's half hen, half cock. Right
a
down,
freakish accident?
down the middle. It is a freakish
done
accident.
by design?
No, it's not done by any kind of scientist. It's a rare enough
I literally
thing.
guessed that because of the theme of the programme.
Well done. Yeah, you see, using your male intelligence
Thank
for
you.
once.
Oh, I feel so foolish now.
It's called bilateral gynandromorphic hermaphroditism.
I was going to say that.
Yeah. We're dealing with chromosomes again. All cells on one side of the animal, male. All cells on the right, female. Doesn't happen in humans. Oh, I don't know how that would work.
They're quite good fun, though, isn't it?
It would be fun,
Good
yes.
party, you stand that way.
But clownfish. Do you remember? Did you ever see the film Finding Nemo?
Yes,
Yes.
that's a clownfish.
Yes.
A clownfish.
They're fierce.
They are. There
I
they
know
go.
a bit about them. They have a relationship with that anemone, so that
Yeah, they
anemone
always
is
live in those-
normally
yeah.
poisonous to other fish, but they are immune to it, and they have their babies in there. And then if you try and get near them, they come at you.
They're quite...
They're quite fierce.
Yeah, they are.
Territorial.
But do you know about their gender assignations?
Is
up
it
to them.
variable?
It is sort of up to them, yes. What happens is you have one female and one dominant male, and the rest are all rather weakly and not very fit or sexually active males. And if the female dies, the active male then becomes female, and one of the weakling males becomes the alpha male. It's sort
I
of really weird. Isn't that extraordinary?
How extraordinary.
Yeah, they're very unusual like that. Rather splendid. So the story of Finding Nemo and his father would have been a very different... His father would have been his mother by the time he got to him. The whole thing would have been very...
Where have you been? What?
It would have been a very strange...
Do you think these animals know that that's what's going to happen to them, or they're just instinct? Do they actually? Does he know? You know, I hope you don't die, because if you die,
I'm gonna have to
then
let
I
you
have
go.
to have it off with all the other blokes. And I'm not into that.
It's a very...
They wake up one morning and go, oh, no, what's happened to me?
The change. It is a very strange thought. Yes, bilateral gynandromorphic hermaphrodites are male on one side, female on the other. Who fancies a shootout with a real-life vortex cannon? I've given you one each next. You've got a box. See that box there? It's simply a box, all right? Now, the hole is where the vortex emerges. So if you lean it so that the hole is pointing at the target, all right, and basically what you've got to do is smack the side of the box, all right? After a 3, 2, 1, smack! Very good. There you are. Now. What are you doing? But what we can, yes, what we can do before you destroy the box, before you destroy the box, you can do something even more exciting, and that is fill it with smoke, and it will demonstrate what in fact was happening with the air. You should all have smoke machines. That's it. Fill it with smoke, fill it with smoke, fill it with smoke, and now, look! Just a gentle tap. That is a vortex. There's beautiful smoke rings. And a lovely one there. And I've got an enormous cannon here. And I'm going to fill mine with... I'll see if I can get mine across the...
You can chase each other.
across the room here. There we go. I've got the wrong way around. We'll let the smoke drift a little. We don't like a big dustbin. It's simply pressure of air creating this wonderful vortex.
No, it's not. It's magic.
Nice work. Basically, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Hours of fun can be had playing with your own homemade...
Red and black and a complete racket.
Ooh, Dennis the Menace falling down the stairs.
I love that extra point.
Thank you, Sandy.
So, did you get extra points for being cute?
Yes.
Yeah, good luck with that. Table tennis rackets.
Oh.
They are, aren't they? Wonder
Any shape,
why.
any size, any weight, but they have to be red on one side and black on the other.
Sorry, any size?
Yes, if you wanted to, you could play with an enormous. That
Are you serious?
Yes. So the rule
Why wouldn't you?
Because it's difficult. You can't spin
No,
it.
because the ball's tiny. That's why I'm really
Get a
bad
tea tray
at it.
and a broom handle.
Just any weight and any size.
Yeah, any weight, any size,
You'd have
any
a
shape.
lightweight one that would be 18 foot in diameter. That's what you'd have.
Just stand at the other end of the table.
and just
like that. Yeah. But the red and black thing, anybody know why?
Oh, is it so they can also be used to park an aeroplane?
I'm going to say something now, and it's something that someone said to me once, and you can spin it differently depending on the different side.
Yes.
What I was told at the youth club.
Is correct.
Oh, Susan.
So they introduced this rule in 1986 because players were using rubbers with different characteristics on the different sides, and the opponent needed to see which one you were using in each shot. What happened was, in 1980, there was a player called John Hilton, and he won the European men's singles title, and it was a shock result. And the reason it was a shock result is that he was only the 4th best player at his local YMCA, let alone in Europe. But he had one of these combination rackets, and nobody could work out which side he was using, and what they needed to do was to see which side you were using because it mattered to the opponent. But what we really want to do with our rackets is a little bit of business. So if you look down beside you, there is a table tennis racket, and we can see that they have one red side and they have one black side. Now, what I want you to do is hold your rackets red side up like this, OK?
Smells funny.
Oh, it does.
Oh, yeah.
You could get high as a kite.
Oh, what is that glue?
That's every sports shop you've ever
Yeah.
been to condensed into one racket.
That's like Quick Fit, going in the back in Quick Fit. You don't need to know what I was doing in the back. But it wasn't quick and it didn't fit.
Right up ahead.
Have we got any balls?
No, we're not doing that. We're going to toss them in the air and so that the rackets spin over, and I want you to catch it red side up again.
Oh, okay.
OK? So... So mine's come up black. Black. Can you... Oh, sorry. Mine keeps coming up black.
It's black every time. It's black every time, Sandy. Why is it?
So you cannot do it. Fundamentally, you cannot do it. If it starts red, it will end up black.
It's so weird.
Look here, we've done a video of somebody rather more adept. And you can see that we flip it and it lands the opposite side each time. Does anybody know why?
Because of the smell.
It's like toast and butter because it's heavier on one side.
No, so you'd think it was something to do with air resistance or gravity or the weight of the thing. There's an American theoretical physicist called Richard Feynman, and he was asked if anybody could explain this in a simple way, and he thought about it for a bit and he went, no. It is called, and I'm going to pronounce it wrong because it's a Russian name, it's called, near enough, the Johnny Bake-Off effect. He was a Soviet cosmonaut, and he was up in the Salyut 7 space station in 1985. He spun a wing nut in order to remove it from a threaded bolt. It spun right off the bolt. It continued to spin after it had come loose, and it suddenly flipped over and started spinning in the opposite direction, and then it flipped back to the original orientation and kept flipping from one to another. This had never been seen before. Let's have a look at a video. It is the most bizarre thing. So there it is. Look at it.
Oh, wow.
It's in the air, in the simply spinning, and then it starts to spin the other way, and then it spins the other way, and it spins the other way like that.
Is it paired with a wing nut and another galaxy?
Yes. This would work with a tennis racket as well. It's to do with it having an axis here, and an axis here, and an axis here, and this one is the one that we sort of don't think is going to come into play. But it's weird, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you think that humans will ever teleport?
Yeah.
Yes. OK, Holly, why?
If you think about it, 10 years ago we didn't have Uber, and now we've got Uber. Yeah.
And that's as good as teleporting.
Yeah, that's just...
There's been times when I don't remember how I got home, and then I've looked at my emails and I realised I got an Uber receipt, and I thought, that's as good as...
Teleporting. Well, here's the extraordinary thing, is that we have already done it, although not to ourselves. We are heading into quantum physics, but fear not, it is not difficult at all. So quantum physics is essentially the study of extremely small particles, so atoms, electrons, photons, which are...
Molecules?
Light particles.
Light particles.
So, in 2017, China teleported information from a photon into outer space using a process called quantum entanglement. So, now, let me explain this to you. I want you to imagine this is a single energised photon. What you can do with a photon is you can fire it from a laser into a crystal, and you can effectively turn it into two not quite so charged photons. So you have to imagine now that this is two photons, but they are effectively still the same banana, the same photon. It's just that we have separated them. Now, I'm going to take this bit of it and I'm going to chuck it to you, Cariad. So I need you to imagine that you are in a spacecraft, you are 500 kilometres away from the Earth. You're in a Chinese spacecraft. You ready?
Yep.
There we go. Fantastic. OK.
Tell you what, at least you didn't make a meal of it.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write something on this. And this is the astonishing thing. It is 500 kilometres away. I have written Alan. If you then show yours, imagining that it is now 500 kilometres away, it too says Alan on it. Whatever you did to the photon that is left on Earth, exactly the same thing will happen to the photon that has gone out into space. And we don't know why. We shouldn't feel bad that we don't know why. Einstein did not understand it at all. It freaked him out. He called it spooky action at a distance.
Oh, I get it. Now I get it.
So here is the weirder thing. We could pair this bit of banana, if you like, with an orange.
Wait, we're pear, orange or banana?
If I then did something to the orange, it too would appear on that bit of banana. I'm trying to use fruit as an example, but basically I could pair another photon, a third one, to this one on Earth, but it is still having the same existence.
God, I feel really weird.
So you basically, when you teleport, you're going to make a version of yourself elsewhere, and then you can do whatever you like to it.
In a way, you're right, Alan. The trouble is that we just don't know enough about it.
I do know, though. I know what it is.
OK.
2 words for you.
Yes.
Fax machine.
What I like is how you've kept so up to date.